the Dude and Dudettes Daily Digital Devotional. We are now on Wednesday. Ruth 2, 13 through 23. Let's get right into it. Then she said, I have found favor in your sight, my Lord. You have comforted me and indeed have spoken kindly to your maidservant, though I am not like one of your maidservants. At mealtime, Boaz said to her, Come here, that you may eat of the bread and dip your piece of bread in the vinegar. So she sat beside the reapers. And he served her roasted grain. And she ate and was satisfied and had some left. I always thought that was, impactful. She is a foreigner in a strange land, not one of his people, not one of God's chosen people in the nation, in the promised land, working as a maidservant. He tells her to sit down at his table, and he served her. Does that sound familiar? Of the owner, of the master to serve the servant or the maid? Anybody else thinking what I'm thinking? Go ahead and put it in the comments if you're thinking what I'm thinking, or any more insight you have on that, of a master coming to serve the servants. All right, moving on. She sat beside the reapers, he served her roasted grain, and she ate and was satisfied and had some left. When she arose to glean, Boaz commanded his servants, saying, Let her glean among the sheaves, and do not insult her. Why would they insult her? Again, she wasn't... They had workers in the field. I mean, I don't know if anybody in here is in the workforce or has been in the workforce, to where you've been in school, high school and stuff like that. People are people. Humans are humans. She's an outsider. He commands his servants, do not insult her. Also, you shall purposefully pull out for her some grain from the bundles and leave it so that she may glean, and do not rebuke her. So she gleaned in the field until evening. Then she beat out what she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley. So what she's doing by gleaning is that the reapers and stuff will go through and they'll do the harvest, and then she follows behind them and picks up stuff that they missed just to get some food, just to get some work done. Okay? That's why he's telling them to leave some more out from your bales, and so she has more to glean. So then she had about an ephah of barley. Homework assignment, put in the comments, how much is an ephah of barley? First person to comment how much that is in correlation to what today's weights and scales and stuff like are gets a prize. Boom. How about that? How much, in today's terms, is an ephah of barley? She took it up and went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw that she had gleaned. She also took it out and gave Naomi what she had left after she was satisfied. Her mother-in-law then said to her, Where did you glean today, and where did you work? May he who took notice of you be blessed. So she told her mother-in-law with whom she had worked, and said, The name of the man with whom I work today is Boaz. Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, May he be blessed of the Lord, who has not withdrawn his kindness to the living and the dead. Whoa, Naomi kind of whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Naomi's turning around, isn't she? She was telling everybody, hey, everybody call me bitter. Because bad things happened. Call me bitter. Well, right here. May he be blessed of the Lord, who has not withdrawn his kindness to the living and the dead. She's praising God. Again, Naomi said to her, The man is our relative. He is one of our closest relatives. Then Ruth, the Moabitess, said, Furthermore, he said to me, You should stay close to my servants until they have finished all my harvest. Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, It is good, my daughter, that you go out with his maids, so that the others do not fall upon you in another field. So she stayed close by the maids of Boaz in order to glean until the end of the barley harvest and the wheat harvest, and she lived with her mother-in-law. That's the end of verse 23. Okay, so why did Naomi state that it was good that Ruth was going out with Boaz's maids? Okay? Well, again, humans are humans. And Ruth is an unmarried foreigner. She's a woman. Horrible things can happen to a woman. She is unprotected. Boaz protects Ruth by having Ruth be with his maids. Because it stands to reason that anybody knew if you mess or you try to attack or you try to hurt or you slander or insult or you try to steal any of Boaz's people, that is a no-no, and you are going to regret it. It gives me a picture in my head of us being gods. Not us being gods. Okay. It gives me the visual of us being a part of God's people. We're Gentiles. If you are not Jewish, if you are not Hebrew, okay, you are a Gentile. Like I'm Dutch, Irish, Scandinavian, okay? I am not Jewish by lineage. I'm a Gentile. I've been grafted into God's chosen people, okay? So, being there, we are protected within the group. Not protected from bad things happening to us around from outside, in this literal of a sense. We know that in the end, we're going to be with Him. That's what salvation is. That's what being secure in your salvation is. So, Ruth being with the group, she knew that she was protected. So she stayed close by the maids of Boaz in order to glean until the end of the barley harvest and the wheat harvest. Okay, what's the writer saying? Boaz showed Ruth grace. He protected her by being with the maids. Naomi housed Ruth, and Ruth provided from her work for Boaz. So, from her gleaning, she goes back and she gives Ruth food to eat, and Ruth has her fill, and Boaz is taking care of them. Nothing in here is mentioned about money. What's mentioned is the ephah of barley. Okay? And she took some home, and she took it out and gave Naomi what she had left, and she was satisfied. Boaz is providing her with food. Naomi is providing Ruth with housing. And it makes me think, at this point, how can I apply this to my life? Would I be willing to work simply to survive? Work a job that I knew that I would just have enough for food, water, shelter. Emphasis on have enough. That is, again, living a life of gratitude. Have enough. We're willing to work. We're willing to do. Just to have the absolute bare minimum basic necessity for life. Because are we content? Are we content to have that? Ruth is willing to do it. God has this in here as an example. I'd like to hear your insights, your comments, your questions. Please provide those below. And thank you for joining me for Wednesday. All right, now finishing out the week for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be Mr. John. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, you have your entire bottom of this thing that you should be doing as well. All of us should be doing, those who have the quiet times. If you do not have a quiet time, get a hold of me. We'll get you one. As far as the green ones go, these ones, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through the green ones. These ones are more like question and answer. So I don't want to go through these because the way this is set up is just question and answer. So if I went through these, I believe that I would just be simply giving you the answers. And I don't want to lead you into thinking, well, I'll just follow along and I'll just write what he said. I don't want to do that. So that is why I'm looking for your guys' comments and questions regarding these two questions, and so we can talk about it. This is supposed to raise discussion from student to student, from student to leader, from leader to student, and from leader to leader. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time on D.D.D.D.D.D. Boom!